school with Johnathan Frakes. I knew Johnathan Frakes before either one of us was famous. He's a little more famous. I'm sort of famous here, but Johnathan Frakes is pretty damn famous to all of you and to a lot of people. Johnathan Frakes, though, I knew him. There was this, we went to school at Penn State University. There was this bar in town called the My Oh My. It was a gay bar. Well, everybody in the theater department went to this bar. Johnathan Frakes, I don't think he was even 21 at the time, but somehow he got a job there waiting tables. I don't know how that worked out. But he went on to do great things, and I think we'll show you a little bit of that now, and then I'll bring him out. Let's roll that film with Johnathan Frakes. Johnathan Frakes! Give me his laugh already. Johnathan Frakes. We did plays together.
We did. Let's talk about the plays we did together.
Let's see, we did a play called
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
I was like a glorified extra, you were like the lead. True story.
I had lines, he didn't. We did a play called Overland Rooms, which was a student-written play.
By Dick Hobson, a wonderful composer and playwright.
And I had lines and Johnathan played the trombone.
Badly.
But I found a review.
What about Kafka on Kafka?
Kafka on Kafka, I had lines.
I had lines, but I chased John Peelmeyer, the famous playwright, around naked on a driving a motorcycle.
Drove a motorcycle across the stage, chasing Johnathan Peelmeyer, who became a very famous playwright. Yeah, he chased him naked across the stage on a motorcycle.
I was naked.
You were naked.
I was naked.
On the motor?
No. You were naked.
There was a lot of nudity. There was a lot of nudity.
This reminds me of when I first started on Star Trek. I went to a convention in Syracuse, New York. The show had just aired. Nobody was there to see us. They were very skeptical because they were big Kirk and Spock fans, and I was waiting in the dealer's room to come on stage, and I'd never done one of these. I didn't know what it was like. I was a nervous wreck. And there was a table they were selling those action figures, you know, those little action figures of the younger, thinner version of all of us. And they had a, Geordie LaForge for $35 and a limited dial-up data for $50 and Captain Picard for $60. And at the end, there's a sign on the table that says, "Buy any action figure, get Riker free." Story.
All they ever want to do with us is bobbleheads.
What happened to your basketball team?
It's not my basketball team, man. We have a soccer team. I have a soccer team. It's called Real Salt Lake.
I read the paper today that the city is thrilled with the Jazz in spite of their dreadful season, and the decision about the coach will be made soon. And what's his name is going to be signed up forever? Hayward. What's his name? Hayward? Yeah.
Hayward. Yeah. No, I think
well, what about the Lakers?
No, the Lakers are going to stay in LA.
They're like a D-League team.
Yeah. But Kobe Bryant went to Paris rather than stick
No, he didn't go to
around.
the last game!
No, he didn't go to the last game, he just went to Paris. You know, the theater department at Penn State University was, when we were there, believe it or not, very talented, a lot of talent.
What about the teachers, the triumvirate of teachers we had?
Hugely talented professors, and it was the most masculine theater department in the United States. I don't know how that worked out. It was.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. You know, most theater departments, they're.
You know, have more women than men?
No, I can't think of a single gay person that was in the theater department when we were there.
Well, present company excluded.
Well, this is the first time John's ever revealed he's gay. It was just, there was a lot of swashbuckling, swaggering.
Mostly John Sheeran.
John Sheeran led the way, and it was, anyway, we got to talk about what people here want to hear about, and that's you, Commander Riker.
Or you. One Bill Riker.
People hear about me every day on the radio. They want to hear about you.
You have a beautiful voice.
Thank you. You're welcome. You have beautiful eyes.
It's hard to be from Penn State now, given the dreadful Sandusky nightmare.
And was it surprising to you, though? I mean, the whole cult of Paterno and all of that?
It was not surprising, and I think that Paterno, may he rest in peace, was complicit and guilty and covered up as absolute atrocious sin. I've been to Utah before.
Why have you been to Utah?
We went on a whitewater rafting trip out of Moab. My beautiful wife. I'm married to the lovely and talented Jeannie Francis. We made better Laura from Luke and Laura.
Man, I remember.
How lucky am I, first of all?
Yeah, now I remember when I first saw her sometime, and I didn't know that. Well, I think it was probably before you had ever married her, and I saw her on television somewhere, while you know, on a soap opera, and I didn't watch soap operas, but I saw this woman, and I went, oh my God, right? Who's that? Right. That is a stunning looking woman, and she's involved with this guy with wiry hair, this Geary? Tony Geary.
If I had known that she was so famous, I would never would have hit on her when I was doing North and South. I wouldn't have
Man, she's and still a good looking woman to this day. You are a lucky man.
And she puts up with me.
Not hard. He's always a charming man.
Oh, please.
Really? always a charming guy. You just want to start with questions. You know, people know who you are. I mean, let's just start with questions. Let's do it.
Hi, what's your name and where you're from? Nice to see you. Good to have you here with us today.
Is that close enough?
Yeah.
Yes.
My name's Lisa. Because we love to watch the first episode.
I'm making her forget her question.
Station is one of our favorite episodes because of all the man dresses.
Man dresses.
And I was just wondering if there's anything wardrobe-wise you have refused to wear.
If there's anything wardrobe-wise, have you seen this series? Riker had a spacesuit and one blue shirt. Until he went to Angel 1, where I had to reveal my hairy nipples and wear Certainly glad I came down to answer that question. Nice beard. Come on over here.
John, this guy's gonna deserve the same treatment. What's your question, sir? Step right up to the microphone.
Well, first I wanted to thank you for coming to see us at Comic-Con because it is awesome.
Without throwing too much smoke up Mr. Farr's ass, this is one of the greatest conventions I've ever been to. The event last night where Shatner hosted and whatever that one thing was last night, the moment that we had with feet, for you guys over here, was unlike anything I've ever experienced in 27 years doing these conventions. Go ahead, what's up?
I had a question actually.
How did it go?
About you as a director. I'm a film student here in Salt Lake, and I was wondering if you had any advice for me or other student filmmakers who might be here watching today.
Get a straight job. Get a job that's going to pay the rent. Making film, it's like being an actor. You don't want people to be an actor, do you?
That's why I ended up in radio.
Yeah. You want to get a straight job. But you also want to do the film when you get done. You want to tell the story. Always get enough coverage. Send it to film festivals. Work. When in doubt, shoot low and wide. If she wants him out of the way.
What's your name?
I won't scare you. Go ahead.
Morgan.
They call me.
Hi, Morgan. How are you?
Hi. Fine. Nice to see you, Morgan.
What's your question?
I was wondering why William Riker wanted to start Star Trek.
Morgan was in the session this morning with, or this afternoon with Denise and Gates, and asked the same question.
What question was what?
Why did you want to do Star Trek?
Oh, Morgan. First of all, I wanted to explore new worlds. Had gone before. Both the girls said they did it for the money, right?
What's your name? Go ahead, and what's your question?
My name's Brian.
Okay.
One of the things that I really
Doing a little interpretive dance.
among the many things that I love about Star Trek is the music. And I wanted to ask you about the process of, as a film director, working with the composer to work on the score, and especially working with the late great Jerry Goldsmith on First Time Directions and Search.
You bring up one of my favorite subjects. The greatest filmmaker in the whole Star Trek experience, for me, was Jerry Goldsmith. First I was a genius, right? The orchestra last night played the gorgeous First Contact theme, but I understand acting a little bit, I understand directing a little bit, I understand cinematography, I understand production design a little bit. I don't understand how somebody can conceive of a score, and with Jerry's case, and John Williams, and Hans Zimmer, and Silvestri, and those guys, that they take the material, and when the music is added, the material goes up tenfold, does it not? And you feel that they're able to, between the instrumentation, the tonality, the rhythms, the melody, obviously, they make you, or they help you feel the story in a way that I'm still amazed by it. But
You're a musician, though, right?
I play trombone, but I don't write music. I don't understand how to score a movie, but it's one of those deals. It's like pornography.
Let's hear that. Let's hear how it's like that.
I don't know much about pornography, but I know what I like. Jerry Goldsmith wrote stuff, and you hear it, and it's like, oh, of course, the horns are brilliant there. Oh no, why does he have the oboes playing here? I mean, it was just, it's a mystery, and he was a gentleman. Did you ever see him, Jerry Goldsmith? He had this long mane of white hair that he wore in a ponytail until he died. I mean, he was, when I worked with him, he was in his 70s. He died a couple of years ago. And he was really handsome. He had a fox wife. He lived in Beverly Hills. He had all these Oscars. And he was the gentlest, sweetest, most sharing, compassionate gentleman. And I used to go to the scoring sessions, which were the high points of making the show, is that you sit in a room behind the glass and there are 90 musicians, the best musicians in the business, and they're playing music for a movie that you directed. It was kind of the coolest thing ever. So, first of all, I was crazy about Jerry Goldsmith. Yeah. So you asked about the right guy. Did I answer your question at all?
You did. Thank you.
What is your name and what's the question?
My name's Angela.
What's in the bag?
A bunch of stuff, including a picture with you.
Very good choice. She doesn't know much about porn, but she knows what she likes. My job.
The question is about frame of
I
mind.
just tried to drink out of the mic.
My question is about the episode frame of mind. In that you show mental illness very, very well. I know people, I have people in my life that suffer from mental illness, and you did such a great job of showing what it's like for that. I was wondering what you used, to inspire you to show that on the screen.
I don't want to be glib. I don't remember who directed it. I remember,
Where you're doing the play for Beverly?
yes.
And you end up tying down the set at the end, but you were also,
Was I mentally,
you were,
what happened?
there were aliens of some sort that had captured you on an away mission.
Yeah, like that doesn't happen every week. I do remember the episode.
And then he was part of the play and was trapping you in, and they had you in a psych ward, and you were going back and forth between the two realities.
Sounds good.
I'm sorry, John, if my wife were here, she could tell you exactly what it was.
Yeah, I'm. Brandon Braga wrote it. Yeah, he's a good writer. You think he's busy enough?
Talk about
Brandon Braga's now got Cosmos on the air.
Call your wife!
Salem on the air.
talk about that the difficulty you're having right now. Remembering because of all that work.
No. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to be glib about an answer when what you do as an actor, what we do as an actor, what you guys who are actors do, is you try to imagine what the character, how the character would behave, and that's all. At least that's how I function. Imagine how the character would behave in a given moment.
Good job of showing what it's like.
Thank you very much. And I learned something from a great actor named, here's a real name, God, no. Sir Ben Kingsley. Who I had the privilege of directing in the ill-fated Thunderbirds, who said, never judge your character. Pretty good advice. We never heard that from Archie or Richard or Manuel, did we?
Well, they used to say, don't ever play a villain.
Right.
Don't ever play a villain. You're playing a character. You're playing a person. So that's the same
Yeah,
thing.
I think that's true.
Anyway, it's better said.
How do we do? Fair?
What is your name?
My name's Stacy, and
Your name's Kitty. I saw Brent Spiner call you Kitty. Are those the clothes that I laid out for you this morning?
I just want to say that
You're a nervous giggle? There's a nervous giggle.
I've watched TNG ever since I was a kid, and I still love it to this day, just so you know. But my question doesn't have anything to do with TNG. It's actually kind of a random question. What's your favorite candy bar and why?
You're gonna get some in the mail.
With the Kit Kat. It's a sensible chocolate treat.
Totally agree.
Like Zagnut bars, Clark bars. You ever had a Zagnut bar?
Say that again?
What country are you from? You don't make Zagnuts anymore?
Yeah, they do.
Almond Joys I like, and sometimes, when I don't feel like a nut, a Mounds bar. It's a sensible chocolate treat. All right, bye.
What's your name?
It ain't too easy, it ain't too sweet. But there ain't nothing wrong with the Tom Schuyler was my friend who lived with me at Penn State as a songwriter. Yes, he wrote a song called There Ain't Nothing Wrong with a Kit Kat, which I'm trying desperately to remember the lyrics to, and when they come to, you'll all have to listen to it.
My name is Jen, and I have to say, for all the ladies out there, they probably have the same question. Can I get a picture with you? But I thought, to be fair to everyone, I should ask a different question you might be able to answer better. Which is,
She's laughing at her own jokes.
Sometimes.
Do you push the mute button when you're laughing at your own jokes or when you sneeze? No. You just let all that shit go right out of here. I love radio.
okay, so what is your most embarrassing moment that made it on screen? That you weren't really acting about being embarrassed, you really were embarrassed.
I don't know.
You don't know?
It's a very good question. The most embarrassing moment that made it on screen.
Yes.
Something that you can look at and go,
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, you mean bad acting you're talking about? Had you phrased the question properly?
I love him, but it embarrasses me.
I was in my first job on television in Los Angeles after leaving New York was on Fantasy Island. I wore a white suit. I played Don DeFore's son. Don DeFore was the lead on Hazel. I was married to an actress named Christopher Norris who played Anne Francis's daughter. Anne Francis was the leading lady who had a little mole. And yeah, good. I was so bad and nervous and uncomfortable and physically just awkward. Sort of like the first season of me on Star Trek. Which I'm not thrilled with. But that performance on Fantasy Island was it pain. You know that guy, Hervé Villachez? Yeah. He used to have a gun in his director's chair. Yeah. Just saying. That's the kind of shit you can only get at these panels. Specific information.
you can watch yourself from the beginning of Next Generation through to the end of
See how much more relaxed.
a big arc.
Oh.
Yeah. I know you and I can see it.
It wasn't that good. I was in good company.
I was wondering if Deanna, in the wedding ceremony, Deanna would have been the most embarrassing, but maybe the hairy nipples was worse.
What would it be embarrassing about the wedding ceremony? Did something bad happen there?
Well, I think you had to go unclothed. Everyone was like totally unclothed.
Yeah.
It was like her whole world. That was what they did in their culture.
Betazoid.
Are you talking about the Beta Z wedding?
Yes.
That was never on film. That happened in Marina's trailer. Stuff you only hear at conventions. We never had a Beta's Head wedding. We got married in Alaska. Will Wheaton was there, Whoopi was there. Brent sang at the wedding. Am I crazy? Did that happen? What wedding are you talking about? The Beta's Head wedding with somebody else was nude. I think you saw it. Got married to David Logan Stiers from MASH. I'm fat, but I'm not that fat.
I've seen what you wanted to see. What's your name, sir?
All right, my name's Nick, and my question has to do with something that I've come to know as the saddle up routine. And I was just wondering, is there any time that you didn't put your leg over the chair and have to go back and reshoot
There's a viral video of my mounting chairs from behind. The thing is, I'm tall for my age. And the chairs that Zimmerman designed, with the exception of the big, ugly purple ones in the observation. Is that doing foam hole windows?
Yeah, 10 forward.
Not 10 forward. The one where we sat around the big table.
Oh!
Whatever the hell that room was where everybody yak. Chris, tell me, Chris. Then they'll say, Riker, you have the bridge. That's right. It was just something I did. I don't regret it. I've embraced it. Sort of like this deal.
Ain't nothing wrong with the Kit Kat.
Over here, what's your name?
Jeremy?
Jeremy, what's your question?
Well, I was going to ask about the Riker maneuver, but you stole it. That's
Not to be confused with the Picard maneuver. You know Patrick's coming tomorrow. He's going to be very happy. Make sure you laugh at his jokes.
So I guess a follow-up question would be, well, not a follow-up, but there was an episode where you run into a previous version of yourself. You're trapped in a transporter, and you have to basically play two versions of Riker.
Are you talking about Thomas Riker?
Thomas Riker.
And Bill Riker. In an episode called, ready for this? Bill, I know this one. Second Chances. Directed by my ally, LeVar Burton. During which Marina Sirtis, my daytime wife, Counselor Troy, said to me, I kid you not, Johnny, I like Thomas Riker better, he's cuter than Bill. True story.
So, did you have any difficulty in playing two versions of Riker, or how did you play the younger version versus...
You guys give me way more credit. Frame of mind. I'm sort of a hit it and spin it kind of actor. Where you learn your lines, you hit your mark, you say your lines, and you move on. That's sort of my approach to the craft. Go in for all that pretend you're a tree bullshit. To know what my character would eat. And as Archie Smith said, remember the beautiful, talented Archie Smith, may he rest in peace. He was my favorite of the three of them. Yeah. He said, the two most important things about acting are, number one, never marry an actress. He did, so I'm 0 for 1. And the second thing he said is, make sure your shoes fit. My shoes fit, I'm wearing knackers. So I'm like back to 500.
Thank you for being here, we appreciate it, and
Thank you very much.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit. I saw that episode, and you did the Riker maneuver. You used the other leg.
That's what it was. When Sherlock did place on the other direction. I had more hairspray, more product than that when I used to have hair. More product than they set me up in the morning about 6:30, nothing moved for about 14 hours. They paint in the bald spot with a little spray and some of that fake fish food. Cover it all up.
Actually, that's part of being an actor.
Wait.
What's your name?
My name is Natalie.
Hi, Natalie. What's your question?
First of all, my whole family are huge Star Trek fans, Next Generation, and he texted me to tell you 2 thumbs up. You're gonna stay on the show.
Your father obviously has very good taste in his television.
And second of all, Brent this afternoon said that you're the least like your character on the show. Who would you say is the least like their character on the show?
Did you see, were you happen to, let me start over, English. Did you happen to be here last night? There's an actress who plays Counselor Troy. Born within the sound of the bells in London, a Cockney actress from Greece, who is nothing at all like Counselor Troy. Empathetic, sensitive, a good listener. You know, she's had a dog. It wasn't really a dog, it was probably a rat. It was a Yorkie. It was named Ski Loggy.
She loves her ski lobby, her ski lobby.
It's bullshit. But before the dog died, it rains once a year in LA, it rains. And she was like, ski loggy, she brings ski loggy to work. So she comes into the makeup trailer with this wet rat, pretending to be a dog. Dorney is in there getting his turtle glued on. I'm in there getting the back of my head painted. And Marina comes in to get ready for work. And took this wet rat in her hand. So Dora and I, being her friends, say, we'll take Ski Loggy and dry him off. So we put him in the microwave for about a minute. Dry as a bone. Hair stuck to the sides, spinning. Shit happens. You're still friends. Very tight crew. Very, very tight crew.
I mean, the show is known for that. You guys, all really tight, good friends on that show.
Surprisingly.
Why?
In spite of the fact that Michael Worf, once looked at, he was so sick of standing behind the old baldy on the grid. They set us with the 3 chairs, and then he was up on the, whatever the hell that was called. Was that called up high there? The horseshoe. He had an egg, a raw egg. He leaned over the top, smashed the egg on old Baldy's head. With albumin and yolk dripping down Sir Patrick Stewart's face. Fact or fiction? Could have happened. Rock up. You're up.
My name's Kevin.
My name's Johnathan. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming.
You know, Bill.
I'm glad we're good hosts.
I'm telling you, this is a great place.
All we ask is that if we're that great, when you go out and meet other people and direct other actors, tell them to consider coming out to us next year.
But Patrick decided to get married during the same week as the convention. What a great wedding. Sir Ian McKellen was the officiant. What a great wedding. And Patrick married this fabulous chick named Sunny. He's never been happier.
There's some great video of him kind of drunk, talking about her buns.
Yeah.
She has great buns.
He's looking at his own feet.
It's terrific. He's happy. You can tell he's a deliriously happy man.
I just saw them in New York in the, they were doing Waiting for Godot and No Man's Land, The Pinter, which I'd never seen. And he and Sir Ian, it was like watching, well, first of all, they're like dancers, they were spectacular together. And they care about each other so much. It was just, I'd never seen that Pinter, I'd never even read that No Man's Land. It was spectacular.
So
pretty good acting.
So my question is, as you've moved into directing, gone through so many things, Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Castle and Dollhouse, there's so much stuff in there, but from the non-Star Trek directing perspective, who have been some of the most interesting actors for you to work with from the director's chair?
From my non-Star Trek, which leaves me safe. My favorite number one. Number one is the number on the call sheet of the leading actor. It is. I was number two, Patrick was number one, but I played number one and he was number two, and Gene Roddenberry was actually number one because he was actually the boss. So we were number one. But on the call sheet, the leading man or woman is one, and then goes number two, and then goes over everything. Noah Wiley. I did Fallen Skies, and I do these series of TV movies called The Librarian, which, by the way, The Librarian is now a television series on TNT, and we started shooting last week. Jane Curtin, John Larroquette, Matt Frewer, Christian Kane from Leverage, the beautiful and talented from King and Maxwell, Rebecca Romaine.
Oh, wow.
The Librarian is called, ironically. And you, brown coat?
What's your name?
My name is Robert, and big fan of your work, and as you can tell also of another guest we have here, Nathan Fillion. And I wanted to ask you about your experience directing an episode of Castle that really you were the natural choice to direct, which was The Final Frontier.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, Nathan wrote those funny lines. When he was at the book signing, he said, I said, I want to play a cameo, because I like to make little cameo Hitchcockian appearances in the show. So I said, here's the perfect place, I'll be a fan. And he said, well, Johnathan, obviously you'll be my number one fan. So I waited in line to get the book signed by Richard Castle, and I said, I'm your number one fan. And he said, thank you very much. And as I walked away, what did he say?
How far they have fallen.
How far they have fallen. He's my favorite number one. He's a blast. He's a talented guy. Do you know him? He is really funny and talented and kind and generous. I was doing the show. I just met him. And he gave me a huge wireless Bose speaker. I said, this is a cool. He said, yeah. You like to listen to music? I said, sure. I think this is good. You know who Will Wheaton is? He showed Wesley Crusher.
Just a bit.
Will Wheaton grew up on Star Trek with us, so he was a little kid, then he got his driver's license. And now he's, my age. Yeah. He'd actually play Riker in the sequel. We were walking back right after he got in his car. He and Patrick Stewart in the same car. They had a Honda. We were walking back to the what Patrick would call the car park, which the rest of us would call the parking garage. So we're on the way back in the garage, and Will Wheaton, cocky little Will Wheaton, says, Frakes, I can tell by the clothes you wear and by the music that comes out of your dressing room. You used to be cool, didn't you? 10 minutes?
10 minutes?
Time for song! It's time for song!
What's your name, sir?
My name's Steve. Hi, Steve.
Go ahead. Sorry to hear that. Maybe you'll join us later for a drink.
Going into your profession, and I'm too lazy to Google this.
You really want to admit that? Lazy to Google it? Oh, you can talk to her. Siri, you just talk to her now. You don't even have to type.
We talk sexy. Going in, I mean, did you already have that, I'm going to be a director when I grow up? Or, I mean, did that just fall into your hands? Or what was plan B?
Plan B if acting hadn't worked out?
Right.
Boy.
What's plan B today?
Yeah, trombone. You know, the definition of an optimist was a trombone player with a beaver. Plan B. Boy, oh boy. I started directing because you can only take so many naps. And the hugest part of your day when you're in an ensemble cast on a television show is waiting. Robert Mitchum, I think, is given credit for the great line, "They pay me to wait, I act for free." So I like to be involved. I like to be part of the process. I like the storytelling. I like the whole, and I like the different kinds of people. I'm kind of like a grip more than I am like a director. Or more, I like grips and electricians, and I like the makeup artists, and then I like the casting process. I like the editing process. So I went to Paramount University, which we affectionately called Rick Berman, who ran the show, trying to keep me at arm's length. He said, well, you got to continue to shadow the other directors, you got to continue to come to pre-production meetings, you got to continue. So I spent like 300 hours in the editing room because I didn't really understand that process. And ultimately, he finally caved, and he gave me an episode, and it happened to be a great episode about Data building his daughter called Offspring. Because as you know, they can't all be winners, but that happened. If you get a Data episode, you're in pretty good shape already. But that story was with the wonderful Hallie Todd as his daughter.
Thank you very much.
And you. Aloha.
Hey, how are you?
Thank you. Aloha. I love you from the bottom of my heart. With a smile on your face, what that feeling from your eyes. We'll be together again. Thank you. That's it. Apparently.
Well, you got 5 minutes.
I left too early?
I just started playing the trombone, and I was wondering how long it took you to learn how to play.
You started to play the trombone? Are your arms long enough to get to 6th position? Let me see your arms. I guess so. Do you hold it up to just the very tip of your finger? How's your embouchure?
Pretty good, I guess.
You know what your embouchure is?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your high note?
What?
How high? What's the high note? Do you read bass clef? You're a real trombone player. There are very few of us left. Stick with it. I never got good, but I did get loud. Are you in a band?
Yeah.
Are you in a marching band?
No.
Can you get into a marching band? Can you? Who's prompting you? The advantage of being a trombone player is, among other things, you're in the first row of the marching band, because otherwise you slide with those people in the back of the head. So I don't know how you feel about majorettes, but they're right in front of you. It was a great gig. The 6 best years of my life. Right guide is what you could be. If you're really good, you get to be the right corner of the first row of the band, and you're called the right guide. There's a little trombone trivia. See, a lot of stuff comes out of these conventions. There's a phrase you don't hear every day, right guide. What do you wonder, what is that? That's the guy, the trombone player, in the front right-hand corner. Too much information for you? Keep practicing.
I think that woman's maybe the music. Got one more time?
Oh, you're kidding me. We're on a roll now. We're killing them all, man. What? We're killing them.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Chelsea. I really loved Star Trek growing up, and I think it helped change some of the way that I believed my morals and my moral compass, and I wondered if there was any episode or any project you worked on that challenged a belief you had.
That's a great question. Wow. I'm stumped, but I will say, in response to what you said, it was a blessing to be part of Star Trek because of that very thing, because we created, Gene Roddenberry believed, as I said last night, in a world in which there would be no hunger and there would be no greed, and all the children would know how to read. But he also believed that there would be no sexism, there would be no racism. And unfortunately, we haven't conquered either of those. So his moral high bar is something that we aspire to, and as Patrick and I have met at least, we've always said, if we could be as articulate and as clear-headed as Picard and Riker were in our lives, it was something for us to aspire to as men, and it was a privilege to be part of that world.